I didn't read her message first. I answered it. That's the part people never expect. My phone lit up in the middle of a boardroom. Executives arguing over numbers worth millions. And without even thinking, I typed 10 words that ended my marriage. Only after I hit send did I look down and actually read what she'd said. And the moment I did, I knew there was no undoing it. Before we go any further, if you've ever felt disrespected, blindsided, or quietly pushed out of your own relationship, hit subscribe, tap like, and leave a comment telling me what you have done. Because this isn't just a story about a marriage ending. It's about what happens when someone mistakes your silence for weakness. Now, listen carefully. Her message was short, sharp, confident. I'm not your possession. I'll be home late tonight. Don't call me. No explanation. No words. Just a declaration. I was sitting at the head of the table, jacket off, sleeves rolled up, when the room around me dissolved in a background noise. Voices blurred. PowerPoint slides froze in place. For 10 seconds, nothing existed except the screen in my hand. I read the message twice. Then I replied, I'm not your husband anymore. Don't come back. 10 words. Clean. Final. I placed the phone face down on the table and nodded for the meeting to continue. Michael, my COO, looked at me like he'd just watched someone step off a ledge. Everything okay? He asked carefully. I met his eyes and said calmly, better than okay. Let's keep going. My phone vibrated again, and again, and again. I didn't touch it. The pharmaceutical industry doesn't pause for personal drama. Neither do I. This didn't come out of nowhere. Karen hadn't been the same for months. It started the way real problems always do, quietly. Late dinners with her friends. Book clubs that never involved books. Weekend brunches that stretched until nightfall. She stopped asking about my work. Stopped celebrating milestones she once bragged about to anyone who'd listen. When I mentioned feeling distant, she said I was controlling. When I suggested counseling, she laughed and said I was imagining things. I built my company from nothing. A rented office. One product. A decade of 18-hour days. You don't survive that without learning how to read patterns. And the pattern at home was unmistakable. Still, I didn't confront her. I don't act without certainty. That text message, though, that wasn't emotion. It was a power move, and she assumed I'd fold. After work, I checked into a downtown hotel. Not to escape, but to think. Emotional decisions destroy empires. I don't make emotional decisions. Around midnight, I turned my phone back on. Panic. Rage. Bargaining. What do you mean? You can't do this. Please come home. I deleted every message, then sent one reply. All future communication goes through my attorney. Then I made a call. Jack Turner, former federal investigator, now private sector. I need discretion, I said. And speed. He asked who the subject was. My wife. There was a pause. Then, I'll start tonight. I lay on the bed staring at the ceiling. Not angry, not sad. Alert. Because successful people trust their instincts. And mine were screaming that her message wasn't freedom. It was a signal. By morning, my lawyer had already pulled the prenup. Karen had signed it 5 years earlier without reading past the first page. Ironclad. Comprehensive. Designed for moments exactly like this. She thought it was a formality. I knew it was insurance. When I walked into my office the next day, everything looked the same. Glass walls, skyline, control. But something had shifted. Not broken. Revealed. Jack called mid-morning. Inconsistencies, he said. That was enough. By evening, the first photos arrived. Karen entering a downtown apartment building. Leaving hours later. Again and again. Short-term leases. Discreet access. The kind of place people choose when they don't want routines. Betrayal is only shocking when you refuse to see it coming. 2 days later, names appeared. Her friends weren't just friends. They were facilitators. And then another name surfaced. Daniel Brooks, executive vice president at our biggest competitor. That's when it stopped being personal. Karen wasn't handing over secrets outright. She was asking questions, repeating things I'd said casually at home. Timelines, security protocols, product windows, carelessly, which is worse. She thinks this is an affair, Jack said quietly. She doesn't understand she's being used. Intent doesn't change outcome. Damage is damage. I agreed to meet Karen for dinner. Public place. Quiet enough for truth. She arrived late. Nervously. When she sat down, she reached my hand and stopped halfway. That hesitation said everything. She talked about loneliness, confusion, pressure. I let her talk. Silence makes people uncomfortable, and uncomfortable people reveal themselves. When did it start? I asked. Her face drained. I slid my phone across the table. One photo. She didn't touch it. She didn't need to. He asked questions, she admitted. I didn't think it mattered. That sentence ends more marriages than infidelity ever does. I stood. You have 48 hours to leave my house. She cried, apologized, explained. I listened, then said quietly, he didn't see you. He saw access. That broke something in her. And that's when I left. The house was empty when I returned. Keys on the counter. I didn't read the note. Some words only slow progress. Karen showed up at my office days later, smaller somehow. They used me, she said. I know. Daniel stopped calling. Companies protect themselves, I said. Just like people should. She asked if there was any way to fix it. You didn't break it, I said. You exposed it. She left quietly. No drama. Just reality settling in. Pressure does strange things to people. Lisa and Megan unraveled fast. Panicked messages. Deleted texts. People think deletion erases consequences. It doesn't. It confirms intent. The competitor folded within days. Admissions. Settlements. Silence. Daniel Brooks disappeared without ceremony. Institutions always choose survival. Karen signed the divorce papers without contest. That told me everything. Months later, the company expanded. New wing. New hires. Growth. At the ribbon cutting, I saw Karen at the edge of the crowd. Watching. Then leaving. I didn't stop her. There was nothing left to say. Later that night, I pulled up the original message. I'm not your possession. Don't call me. And my reply. 10 words. I deleted the thread. Closure isn't dramatic. It's deliberate. The moment I understood, everything wasn't when she cried. It wasn't when the affair surfaced. It was when I realized something simple. Some people don't betray you. They reveal themselves. And once you see it, really see it, there's nothing left to fight for. Walking away isn't weakness. It's self-respect. Marriage isn't about possession. It's about partnership. And the moment someone turns you into an option, the relationship has already ended, even if the paperwork comes later. Protect what you build, because not everyone standing beside you is part of the foundation that if this story hit close to home, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments. Would you have sent that text? Or would you have tried to fix what was already broken? I'll see you in the next story.